Hello student, myself Miss Naik NS. My subject is biology. Now we will going to see next point of this topic, human health and disease. To the last lecture, you are studying about first type of the immunity, that is the innate immunity, and also its barrier. Today we are going to see second type of the immunity, that is the acquired immunity. First, we will see what is the meaning of acquired immunity. Acquired immunity means it is the resistance that an individual acquires during his life is known as acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is also known as either adaptive immunity or specific immunity. Why adaptive immunity? This type of the immunity is adapted during the whole life period of an organism or an human being. So it is termed as the adaptive immunity, or it is also termed as specific immunity. In this type of the immunity, there is a main role of this immunity, that is it is the activation of immune system by the formation of the antibodies. When these antibodies are formed in the body, that antibody neutralizes the antigen. This is the main role of the acquired immunity. Now we will going to see some features of the acquired immunity. How this acquired immunity is work in our body, or what are the characteristics of that acquired immunity. First one, that is specificity. Acquired immunity produces a specific antibody against a particular pathogen, or we can say it is a antigen. When antigen is enter in the body, at that time against that antigen, against that specific type of antibodies are get generated, and that antibody destructed. This is the main feature of the acquired immunity. Second feature of the acquired immunity is diversity. Diversity means this type of the immunity can recognize a vast variety of diverse pathogen or foreign molecule, known as the diversity. Third type of the feature, it is a discrimination. Discrimination is between self and non-self cell. Self and non-self cell means what? Self cell means the own body cells, and non-self cells means the foreign molecule, or we can say them it is a antigen. So this type of the immunity is can recognize or can be differentiate between the body cells and the foreign molecule, which one is a very important characteristic of the acquired immunity. If that acquired immunity does not recognize self and non-self cell, then maybe it destruct the body cells also. So discrimination is very important feature of acquired immunity. Next feature of acquired immunity is memory. Memory means the immune system is there that is retain the memory of first encounter. I will explain what is the meaning of it. When the immune system is encounter a specific foreign particle which is entered into the body to the first time, at that time that antibodies get generated or immune responses get generated, and then that immune response, by the generation of that immune response, it eliminate that foreign particle from the body. This one is a term as the first encounter, means first time the pathogen enter into the body. Against that pathogen, the body shows the action by formation of antibodies, and that antigen is eliminated by the body. This one is known as what? First encounter. Now, after that first encounter, that memory cells or the antibodies are get generated. They are retain the memory of that first encounter, and due to that, if there is a second encounter of same pathogen is occur, means again second time, if same type of antigen or pathogen entered into the body, then immediately that memory cells recognize that pathogen, and immediate and quick and stronger immune response is generated than that of that first encounter. So memory cells are get retained in the acquired type of the immunity. These are some features of the acquired immunity. Which one? Specificity, diversity, discrimination, and memory cells. Students, pay attention on this point. Maybe it will be asked to your exam. Now we are going to see what are the types of acquired immunity. To the last lecture, we have studied about the innate immunity, but that innate immunity does not differentiate into the type. That innate immunity shows the barrier. There are 5 types of barrier. Now we are going to see what a acquired immunity and its type. Mainly, this acquired immunity is the resistance developed by the body or developed by an individual during the life is the acquired immunity. This acquired immunity now again classified into two types: active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity was Active immunity is a resistance developed by an individual as a result of an antigenic stimulus. When the antigenic stimulus is occur, resistance developed by the body, known as the active immunity. And passive immunity means when ready-made antibodies are received by the body cells and that foreign particle get destructed by that type of immunity is known as passive immunity. Now again, this active and passive immunity are get classified into two types: natural acquired active immunity and artificial acquired active immunity. While passive immunity has again two types: natural acquired passive immunity and artificially acquired passive immunity. All the type of that immunity we will see in detail. See here in this chart the active immunity and passive immunity. It is of again two types: natural immunity and artificial immunity. Natural immunity is the type of immunity Natural immunity is developed in an organism by if there is any type of infection is occur against if the antibodies are formed. So naturally the natural infection is there and naturally the antibodies are developed in the body. It is known as a natural immunity. Artificial by the vaccination means dead or attenuated pathogens are ready-madely introduced into the body. Then the antibodies are formed against that dead or attenuated pathogens and memory cells are developed. It is known as the artificial acquired immunity. Passive immunity, natural and artificial. Natural means this type of immunity developed to the young ones through the mother. So maternal antibodies are get transported to her fetus. that is known as a natural passive immunity. And artificial means ready-made monoclonal antibodies are get introduced into the organism against the infection, known as the artificial passive immunity. So first of all, we are going to see about the active immunity. This active immunity is also termed as adaptive or non-specific immunity. So this is the resistance developed by antigenic stimulus is known as active immunity. This immunity classified into two types. First, natural acquired active immunity. What are the characteristics of it? First of all, natural acquired active immunity acquired due to the infection. Any type of infection is occurred to the body, then this type of immunity is get generated. So it is developed by after the entry of pathogen in the body. For example, person recover from measles developed by natural acquired active immunity for the lifetime. In this type, first of all, if the person is suffer from the measles, then at that time that against that infection the antibodies are formed inside the body, and that person is recovered from the measles for the lifetime period. So it is also the long lasting immunity for the human being. That is the first type of immunity, natural acquired active immunity. Second type, artificial acquired active immunity. Artificially acquired active immunity is there. In this type, resistance induced by the vaccine. You know what is the meaning of vaccine? Vaccines are prepared for the to provide the protection to the human being from any type of the infection. Exactly what a vaccine done, or what is the role of vaccine, how it is work. Vaccination is the process in which dead or attenuated pathogens, either bacteria or virus, are introduced into the body of an organism. म्हणजे इन्फेक्शन होण्याआधी त्या ह्युमन बिईंगच्या बॉडीमध्ये डेड किंवा अटेन्युएटेड, पूर्णपणे मेलेले किंवा इनॲक्टिव्ह फॉर्ममध्ये असणारे पॅथोजन्स इंट्रोड्यूस्ड केले जातात, ज्यामुळे त्या ऑर्गॅनिझमची किंवा त्या ह्युमन बिईंगची बॉडी त्या पॅथोजन्सना रिकग्नाइज करते, ओळखते आणि त्यांच्या अगेन्स्ट बॉडीमध्ये अँटीबॉडीज फॉर्म होऊन राहतात. ॲक्च्युअली मग जेव्हा इन्फेक्शन होईल त्यावेळी जास्तीत जास्त वेळ न जाता त्या ह्युमन बिईंगची बॉडी त्या इन्फेक्शनला इझिली रिकग्नाइज करते, म्हणजे ओळखते, आणि ऑलरेडी तयार झालेल्या अँटीबॉडीज कंटिन्यू इमिजिएटली त्या पॅथोजन्सवर अटॅक करतात. सो बाय दिस वे द artificial type of immunity provide the protection to the body. So resistance induced by the vaccine is known as artificially acquired active immunity, and these vaccines stimulate the formation of the antibodies in the organism. For example, polio vaccine, BCG vaccine, these are the some of the type of vaccine, and they in them this type of immunity is there. It may be temporary or may be permanent. So this is about the active immunity, natural and artificial active. Now we are going to see second type of the immunity is the passive immunity. passive acquired immunity. Passive acquired immunity is a type of the immunity which is acquired when ready-made antibodies received by the body cells. Ready-madely antibody introduced into the body and the immunity is generated is known as passive type of immunity. This passive type of immunity is also again classified into two types: natural acquired passive immunity and artificially acquired passive immunity. First, we will discuss about the natural acquired passive immunity. In this type of immunity, this immunity is mainly developed by the maternal through a maternal way, means from the mother to the fetus. This type of immunity is get generated. म्हणजे बाळ जन्माला येताना आईकडून ज्या अँटीबॉडी पास केल्या जातात बाळाकडे, त्या अँटीबॉडीजमुळे बाळामध्ये तयार झालेली इम्युनिटी सिस्टीम याला म्हणतात नॅचरल ॲक्वायर्ड पॅसिव्ह इम्युनिटी. Two stages are there: before the birth of that fetus and after the birth of that baby. Before the birth, maternal antibodies transfer through the placenta. Uterus आणि मदर यांना जोडलेली जी नाळ असते, प्लासेंटा असतो, त्या प्लासेंटामधून ट्रान्सफर होणाऱ्या अँटीबॉडीज दे आर ट्रान्सपोर्टेड टू दॅट फिटस बिफोर द बर्थ अँड आफ्टर द बर्थ, म्हणजे बाळाचा जन्म झाल्यानंतर these antibodies transfer through the colostrum. What is the meaning of colostrum? Colostrum means first milk secreted by the mother. That colostrum म्हणजे बाळ जन्माला आल्यानंतर पहिल्यांदा फिडिंग करताना आईला येणारे दूध, त्याला दॅट इज नोन ॲज अ कोलेस्ट्रॉम. दॅट कोलेस्ट्रॉम इज रिच इन द प्रोटीन. Rich in the protein means in that colostrum a large amount of antibodies are present, and due to that antibodies the immunity system of that baby is become stronger. म्हणून बाळ जन्माला आल्यानंतर पहिल्या 2-3 तासात बाळाला फिडिंग करायला सांगितलं जातं, बिकॉज दॅट कोलेस्ट्रम इज very very nutritive form for that baby, and through that colostrum the antibodies are transported to that baby. These antibodies are also termed as the immunoglobulins, Ig. Then these type of immunity is there, which are that antibodies received by the baby through the placenta, through the colostrum. They are not present throughout the life of that baby, inside the body of that baby. Throughout the life that antibodies is not present. They are for the shorter period, means up to the 2 to 3 years that baby is become the growth of that baby is occur. Slowly the immunity system of that baby is getting stronger. Up to that period only these antibodies are present in the body of that baby. So it is termed as a short life immunity, that is natural acquired passive immunity. Now we are going to see second type of immunity, artificially acquired passive immunity. Artificial passive acquired immunity is developed by the ready-made antibodies, means before any type of the infection the prepared antibodies are there, they are injected to the organism. That is known as artificially acquired passive immunity. Ready-made prepared antibodies introduced into the human being. For example, you heard about the disease rabies. In that disease rabies, to cure that disease, the antibodies which are obtained from hyperimmunized horses in the horses the antibodies are present. That antibodies, that ready-made antibodies of the horses are injected to the human if that human is suffer from the rabies, and it generate the immune response and that person get recover. This type of immunity is also short-lived immunity. So these are the two type of the immunity, of passive immunity: natural acquired passive immunity and artificially acquired passive immunity. I hope all of you understood about the type of acquired immunity, mainly two type, active and passive, and again they are classified as a natural and artificial. Don't confuse in the types of the acquired immunity. Study properly and understood this point.
Thank you.
Thank you.